Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And I know, trust me, it's been a minute since I've been on this channel, since I haven't uploaded on here in a minute. But today in this video, I want to discuss with you guys about my first opinions regarding this new Battlefield 6 beta. Now, for those of you that are curious, yes, I got the early access from simply watching Twitch streamers for 30 minutes or so just to get a beta code. Okay, I know it's not that big of a deal, but I did it anyway, right? Because at one point, now here's the thing with this. At one point, I was going to say forget it and just wait until Saturday, which is the real date that the open beta becomes available for everybody around the world. I was going to wait for Saturday, right, in order to play the beta, but my mind told me no, just wait patiently for the beta. It's going to come out on Saturday. It shouldn't be that far. But at the same time, my body said no, you have got to play the beta ASAP. Do not miss out. And so I was desperately trying to hold on to my patience for this launch, okay, even though I wasn't anticipating the beta like that for some reason, but at the same time I was curious to try it out regardless of the case. But then my body took over, paused, and said, you know what, just go ahead and get the beta code so we can just get this out the way, right? So I insisted on going to Twitch and watching some streamers for 30 plus minutes. I don't know why it took a long time to even get a beta code, but we're here now, okay? Long story short, I got the early access to the beta, and so far, not gonna lie, for this being my second Battlefield game, because if you don't know, I didn't grow up with Battlefield as much as I did with Call of Duty, at least back then. So I'm still sort of casual to Battlefield, but at the same time, given my history with FPS games, I still know a thing or two about how this game works, okay? And you know, I've been playing first-person shooter games for a long while, especially since this gen started, right? However, I was able to pick up the controller and get familiar with some of the controls. So yes, I'm still familiar on how to play first-person shooter games. It's just that I don't really play Battlefield as frequently as the next person. So I was hoping that Battlefield 6 could get me at least invested in the franchise, since it's going to make a huge comeback this year once the game drops in October. But anyways, now that we got the history out of the way as far as me getting this beta, let's talk about the beta itself, okay? So, the Battlefield 6 beta, what is there to say about it? Now, if I'm being real, I would say that for the first couple of hours I put into this beta, the game suddenly feels like a breath of fresh air somehow. Like, I don't know how to put it. It's like it don't feel too different from any other shooting game, at least to me, but at the same time, I get the vision. I low-key see the vision of what they were trying to achieve with this game, okay? As far as the atmosphere and the gameplay and just the gritty, grounded, boots on the ground realism that they're aiming for this game thus far. I can see it all, okay? And that was apparent throughout my time playing this game. Like I said, I put like, what, 5+ hours or so? Even though I haven't played the beta like that, I wasn't on the game 24/7, at least recently. I have been diving deep into the game, like here and there, just to put a few hours in and whatnot, right? So to simply put, I'm still grinding on the beta as we speak. So again, Battlefield 6 with this beta so far, I'm actually liking it. You know, I'm having a very solid time, okay? And this is just me being genuine, if I'm being honest. I'm having a very solid time with the beta. The thing is, though, in comparison to Black Ops 6, now I'm going to try not to make as many comparisons to Black Ops 6 as possible, because I know people have done this already on social media. You could check the receipts on Twitter or, you know, IG or Reddit, Discord, whatever. People have been making the comparisons too apparent at this point, right? It's pretty much unavoidable somewhat. So in comparison to other games like Black Ops 6, this game feels more smooth. It feels more fluid, responsive. It feels intense, especially if you're playing a match that involves people just literally blowing buildings up, blowing stuff up, tons of explosions all over the place, the destruction, the environment. Like, bro, everything that they showed from the trailers are actually a thing in this game. And to my surprise, that low-key shocked me deep down. I wasn't physically shocked, but I was still, complimenting them on keeping their promise, at least at the moment, right? Everything they have showed from the gameplay that they gave us recently has been a thing in this beta thus far. And so I applaud EA for that one. However, some nitpicks, if you will, I still have with the game. Trust me, there aren't that many, okay? However, there were two nitpicks that I realized while playing this game, or at least I noticed. One, whenever I go into a matchmaking lobby trying to queue up in the match, the game would occasionally drop me into a random match that is still ongoing. This could be the tail end of the match to where my team is losing and suddenly I'm like unprepared or something, okay? That can be a bit annoying to some people, but I know some of them don't really mind because they want to get into a game anyway in case they're bored and they don't feel like waiting that long. I get it, okay? It's just, for me, this has happened to me a lot in the past with other FPS games, and that issue is still sort of a thing in Battlefield 6, at least so far, right? It's just me personally, I cannot stand it. It's just my personal nitpick, per se. Number two, whenever I respawn at a certain point in the map, there are enemies literally standing there waiting to kill me. That was the one thing I cannot stand so far. Like, say I'm at a certain spot, right? And there are already two enemies in front of me waiting to kill me. And then once I die, I respawn again in that similar spot. And then someone behind me instantly spots me just standing there. Half of them don't even move while they spot me. Maybe it's me, okay? I'm not making this up, okay? I've seen this happen already a couple of times, if not more. Because, listen, the spawning in this game, the respawning in this game is questionable. Like, why spawn me at a certain point where I know I am going to get shot at off rip? Like, to me, it's ridiculous, okay? I don't know why, especially in the beta like this, should this be a thing? I don't get it, okay? But again, this could be my own opinion. That's just how I feel after playing this beta for several hours, okay? But aside from that, I still like the beta for what it is so far. I mean, the classes, if you're curious, I do use some of the classes. Not a lot though, but I did try out some of the classes throughout my matches, most notably Assault and Engineer. Now, if you're curious, for the last several matches or so, I have been using the Engineer class, and for good reason. Not only can I use any other gun from other classes, but I can also pack an RPG grenade, bro. An RPG grenade, and let me tell you this. The RPG could possibly be one of the most cheesiest weapons to use in this game, hands down. The last few matches I've had on this beta so far have been involving me using the grenade halfway through those matches, okay? Like, half of the matches I have been spending tons of time using that RPG, just getting detonating kills, if you will, right? So that was my secondary go-to weapon as an engineer. But I have been using Assault, and I did use Support when I first started the beta and whatnot. I haven't used Recon yet because I'm not really that great of a sniper myself, so I'm not really sure how to feel about the Recon class, but I'm sure it works for most of you guys, right? However, for me, I still use Engineer because I feel like that's the more suitable way for me to play this game. Or Assault. Either way, I'm still fine. Now, as you can see right here in this gameplay, this is literally me being an engineer, literally using the exact weapon, the assault rifle. I forgot which weapon this is at this point. I legit forgot what it's called. But I have the AR, if I'm not mistaken. On top of that, I still have this bad boy right here. Yes, as you can see, I am packing that heat, okay? And I died, of course. Now, trust me when I say this, okay? I have died on this beta a whole bunch of times, so many times that I just lost complete track at this point, okay? If I had a death count, it would be above 40 plus, okay, in this beta so far. Now, it's not that I'm complete trash at this game, it's just that I've been away from FPS games for so long. It's been a while since I've touched a shooting game for that matter, so expect me to take some time to get back into the swing of things if I'm going to get familiar with this sort of stuff again, because I've been taking a huge break from shooting games after Black Ops 6, which is why I am a bit rusty, especially in a game like Battlefield of all shooting games, right? So, with that being said, that pretty much sums up my overall experience with Battlefield 6 as far as this beta goes. But so far, as far as my first impressions, I will say, once again, I am completely satisfied with what I've witnessed so far, the destruction. Matter of fact, speaking of destruction, let me say this right now. If you guys have noticed the way certain buildings can be destroyed while using RPGs in a way, my God, it feels so satisfying just blowing stuff up, whether it's a tank or a building or a door or somebody in front of you. It don't matter. Just blowing stuff up in this game never felt better. I swear to God. Anyway, that's it. Those are my opinions and thoughts on the Battlefield 6 beta so far. Like I said, I'm having a pretty solid time with this game so far. Now, the thing is though, by the time I upload this video, like I said, it should be a Saturday. So at this point, the open beta should be available for everybody around the world. So if you guys have yet to try out the beta for yourself, the game should be available to download right now. So try it out and let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Whatever, you don't have to. Like the video if you enjoyed, comment, share, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It's been Viral. Hope you guys have a very safe and blessed day, and I'm out. Peace.